Not long ago, a fishing buddy of mine contacted me about going to Brazil and fishing for peacock bass. He said it would be a trip of a lifetime. They had already secured an outfitter, and we would spend a week deep in the Amazon jungle at the end of January into early February. He said we would catch 50 to 100 fish a day. These trips aren't cheap, and I didn't want to regret a hasty decision. They had already chosen an outfitter called Bucket List Fly Fishing. They had promised first-rate accommodations, great food, and of course great fishing. Since I knew all the guys going on the trip, I pulled out my Visa card and crossed my fingers. How'd it go? Let's take a look. Since we were coming from different parts of the country, we decided to meet in Miami and fly to the Brazilian city of Manaus. We were to spend the night in Manaus and in the morning take a small plane into the jungle. But first, we needed to get some dinner. Steve, our driver from Bucket List Fly Fishing, took us to a local restaurant. We let the waiter order for us. Along with wine and beer, we had a seafood paella, steak and salad, and a wonderful fish called tambaqui. We split the cost of the dinner, $36 each.
We're going to the jungle.
Going to the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
There's no bathroom in there now.
Yeah. You want to take pictures then, or please? You want to do the jungle?
She's gonna go, yeah, maybe next month. Mainly, like, if you look really closely on me, my ankles are pretty bad. They'll get you on this is the point.
We landed in a small village called Santa Maria. From there, we would take a boat upstream another hour and a half to our camp for the week.
Welcome
We
back
made
to
it.
Bear Lakes. For those who are coming back and those who are coming for the first time, welcome to our spot.
Good luck, boys.
See ya. Go get 'em. Woohoo. Yeah, baby.
I'm going to get him to jump here. Jump, dude. Look at the size of this guy. Yeah! Beautiful. Yeah!
Oh.
One more, buddy. Come on.
Oh boy.
Look at that bad boy. The Cayman were always hanging around looking for an easy meal. They were familiar with the boats, and in no time there were several lurking not too far away. We didn't know it at the time, but it wasn't uncommon for piranha to attack the fish we had hooked. To them, they were just another fish in distress. One instance, there was only the head left by the time we got the fish to the boat. So with our encouragement, our guide put one of those damaged fish on the end of his stick.
Got him.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Oh, man, Jewel.
That's the pump. The bed. Laundry's done every day. You have two little things. Bed. Just a bathroom. Shower. Toilet. Here. Turn a little private deck to the Amazon. Including this is where we keep our rods. Each day would end with a quick shower in your cabin, cocktails and fish stories on the beach, and then on to the dining cabin for dinner, good conversation, and plans for tomorrow. With our bellies full of breakfast and Brazilian coffee, the chef packed our lunches and the guides packed our drinks, and we headed off for another day of stories and fighting fish.
Oh, boa, Dolphin.
Oh, he's being chased by a big one. A dolphin?
Yeah.
Oh no. Is that a dolphin?
Yeah.
Oh no. Maybe I got dolphin now.
Oh, Peacock.
Wow, that's a dolphin that just bit him. Spot. Every day our guides would find a nice sandy beach, set up a couple of hammocks, and we would relax and take in the sights and sounds of the jungle for about an hour, drink a beer or two, and eat our lunches out of the hot sun. One day, we all landed on the same beach, and our guides treated us to a Brazilian barbecue with some freshly caught peacock bass and Oscars.
Papagaio bandeira.
We would spend the evenings in our air-conditioned cabins about a half a degree south of the equator in what we would call the lower lagoons of the Rio Branco. Almost every day we would travel north across the equator and fish the middle and upper lagoons away from the ever-present pink dolphins. Unlike the piranha, they would have no trouble taking the entire fish in the end of your terminal tackle. To get to the middle and upper lagoons, we would travel through channels in the river that were full of the jungle's flora and fauna. These channels were small and shallow. In fact, we would have to put one person on the bow of the boat to even out the draft. The guide would lift the outboard motor almost all the way out of the water to avoid hitting submerged obstacles. At one point, the guides would have to get out of the boat and push us over the sandbars. This was never a desired option, since the channels were home to a variety of freshwater stingray. If you got stung by one of these, we were told, you were in for a long, painful 3-hour trip to the nearest hospital. As the week went on, and our fishing numbers grew, so did the size of the fish and the size of their teeth. Their colors were as magnificent as the beauty of the jungles around us. The only fish that eluded us was the legendary arapaima. As I look back, I can't help but feel grateful that I had the opportunity to experience such a beautiful place with good friends. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank Rob Anderson and all the members at Bucket List Fly Fishing, our host Kareem, Palladio and his wife, our chef Maria, bartender and lifesaver Flavio, our guides Bala, Anoki, Mesa, and John, and all the other people we didn't get to meet that had a hand in making our stay first class. At the beginning of this video, I wondered aloud if it would be worth it. On their website, Bucket List Fly Fishing promised first-rate floating cabins, check. Beautiful landscape, check. Seclusion. This is our GPS location sent to my wife the day we got there. Unfished waters. We saw no one for the week we were there. We barely saw each other. Most fun with a fly rod in your hand. Well, if this is not the best, it was definitely in the top 3. But most of all, I wanted to thank my fishing buddies, which by the way are the best buddies to have. Larry, Dean, Tim, Bill, Rich, Jim, and Roland. Thanks guys. This was one amazing bucket list fly fishing trip.